You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere.
Denmark to De Pere. This is 97.9 WGBW. Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nightlight with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who doesn't have 20/20 vision, even in hindsight, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome back to Nightlight, folks. It's great to have you with me on this Thursday night. And we're having, this is a good show. Amanda, you having fun? I kind of feel like it's up to me to be your, to make sure you're entertained.
I mean, okay. It's kind of what you're here for, though.
Not to entertain you?
I mean, am I not part of the audience?
You are part of the show. That is the voice of Amanda Nimmer. She's filling in for the K-Man tonight. Conrad is at the Packer game, I assume. So he says. I don't know what Conrad's up to, but he's not here tonight. That's all I know. Our question of the night, folks, is what is the most depressing song you can hear in a grocery store? And I'm going to ask my guest, Steve Segerin, who we'll get back to in just a minute, if he has a few new entries into his list of songs he never needs to hear before, because that is a really fun little Facebook thing Steve has going. So let us know your answer to the question, 855-752-4842. You can drop us a comment on the app, or if you're watching the radio on the stream on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitter X, you can drop us a stream comment. Always fun to get responses from listeners. It's more fun when you guys participate. So we have this was kind of interesting. We got a text. Steve and I were just talking about Steve's popcorn pick of the week, by the way. Steve Segerin, my guest, comedian, actor, artist. We'll see some of his work very, very shortly here on the stream. But his pick, he gave us two picks, actually. Weapons, which is in theaters, and you can stream it now, I think, as of like 2 days ago. And the film Presence, which is from Steven Soderbergh, a Steven Soderbergh movie, which is available on Hulu. A scary movie where the ghost is... We're doing a lot of spoilers tonight, Steve. The ghost,
I know.
The ghost is the camera. We kind of spoiled the ending to the Florida Project and also Weapons. So you don't have to see any of these films, folks. We've already explained. No, they're all great. And there was great picks, too. Anna, listening in the 608, she's a Madison gal. We know that. She says, "Hi, Pete. You and your guest were talking about Once Upon a Time in America. I heard that Quentin Tarantino is making a new movie with Brad Pitt and the character he played in that movie. Did you know that Mike Moe, who played Bruce Lee in the movie, lives in Waunakee, Wisconsin?" I did not know that. Right outside of Madison.
That's David Fincher directing it. Tarantino wrote the script, but he's not directing.
Correct. And just
I think it's just called Cliff Booth or something.
Yeah, I am curious, to see what they do with that. I'm sure it'll be good. Yeah. I mean, Tarantino, he didn't direct True Romance. He just wrote it, and Tony Scott directed. But that's one of my favorite. If you could say that's a Tarantino movie, too, that's a great flick. Thank you, Anna. Thank you for the text. All right, so my guest is Steve Segerin. He is a stand-up comic. Do you still go up anywhere, Steve? Do you ever go up, or are you totally done?
No, I haven't. Okay. Last show I did was at the Zanies in St. Charles, 2010.
Wow, okay. Do you miss it?
It's been a while. No.
No, okay.
No. Easy answer, no.
Yeah. I have to say,
once in a while, I come up with a joke like, "Oh, what if they would work on stage?" But I'm not going to go.
Just post it to Facebook and be done with it. Yeah,
that's it. Right? Yeah,
that's what I do too. Steve and I were working together in Toledo. I don't even remember the year, sometime in the '90s. And Steve dared me when I was on stage. You were going to count how many times I said, "My idea of a good time? I don't think so." So, I probably did it 2 or 3 times and then bailed. But I think my favorite, I was only a comic for 7 years, but my favorite things were working the road with other comics. And I remember I was doing this character, I think I was in Grand Forks, and every time this guy said something, I would act like I had no idea. He would say it's like when 9/11, when those buildings flew into the plane, and I'd go, "What?" And he, the first time he looked at me, and then it's the JFK assassination. What?
What?
It's more fun when
What are you
people
talking about?
right? It's more fun when people don't know what you're doing. And he just looked at me finally goes, "What's your deal?" And the other comics laughing, and that's all I needed, you know? But, you know, I did that on our chat recently. You and I are both Bears fans, and we have a group of comics that are in that chat. And I said, go after this guy, but go volume. Offer him 10 7th-round picks. And I thought that was brilliant. And I got nothing, Steve. I got nothing. So
I laughed. I just didn't type haha.
You got to type LOL or it doesn't count, man.
I didn't laugh with my fingers, Pete. That's
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Steve Segerin is an artist now, folks. This is he's had great TV credits. He's had a nice career as an actor. He's still an actor, but he's also an accomplished artist who is starting to sell. Well, not starting to sell. You've been selling stuff for a while now, right, Steve?
Yes, I have. Yeah, Jimmy Dore just bought something from me. So
really,
good old Jimmy.
Good old Jimmy Dore, who is still working the road. I see too, in between his 8 million YouTube, whatever he's got going on over there. Hey, Amanda, we have some of Steve's works. Can we post one of Steve's paintings in the stream?
Absolutely.
If you're watching on the stream here. Okay, now see,
hey, it's an old one.
This is what I'm talking about. I love those like kind of POV paintings you do, Steve. How do you know? Like, where is that?
That's my apartment.
Okay.
It's looking out my living room window one afternoon or one morning, I think.
All right. So I know this is radio. I'll just describe it a little bit, but we do have people watching on the stream that can see it. And if you're not on the stream, it's just curtains open and Steve's view. And I love that stuff because it just takes you there, right? It's like a POV thing. That's most of what you do, Steve. Is there a style that you have that has a name that we might recognize?
I'm sure there's a name for it, but I guess representational, figurative, maybe.
Okay.
I can't, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that stuff out.
Copscotchian?
Yeah. Yeah. No, but I sold this painting and I haven't seen it in a while and I'm looking at it now. I'm like, yeah, it's not bad. Yeah.
It's great. Do we have another one?
Yeah, we got two more.
Yeah, let's see another one of Steve's paintings. And if you know the name of these, Steve, let us know.
I think that's just called Shoreline. And
okay.
It's from they're all from photographs. They're all from pictures I take, and I just crop them down to where to what I like.
Yeah.
And this one sold too. Yeah. But this is from a beach up a PCH called Point Magoo.
Oh yeah, sure.
And yeah.
Nice. All right, let's take a look at another one of Steve's paint. Oh, I've seen this one on your website. I love that one.
Yeah. I sold that one too.
No, he's got nothing left, folks. I don't know.
I got nothing left. No, I guess
send him a picture and he'll paint it.
This is from a swimming pool in Montecito up by Santa Barbara.
Okay.
Nancy and I were up there for our anniversary, but I was standing on the balcony of our hotel and just took a picture straight down and shadow of the palm tree on there. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Very,
if I do say so.
Yeah.
I gotta say, what really sticks out to me about your art is the unexpected detail. Because, like, most people would be like, "Oh, the pool's the focus," but in my opinion, that shadow of the palm tree is like what sucks you right into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I remember when I was working on this. The shadow was actually coming from the bottom, and it didn't work, so I kind of moved it, and to come from the top. But without the shadow, really, there's nothing. It's not as interesting. You're right.
No, it does give you definitely that like SoCal vibe, I guess. How long does something like that take, Steve?
It depends how lazy I am. Usually it'll take me a couple days, but sometimes the longest I worked on something was like maybe a month, but I put it away for a while because I was getting sick of it. I always get to a point around the middle of the painting where I'm like, what the hell am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, I just kind of lose touch with it. And I'm like, this is awful. Why am I doing this? And I kind of have to step back for a little while and then go back in,
Yeah.
But there was one I was working on that I just had to put away and not look at for about a week or two. And then I went back to it and I was able to finish it. Once I went back to it, I'm like, oh, this wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
This
right.
is not as bad as I thought it was.
Is it like writer's block, kind of? Is there painter's block where you're like, man, I don't know where I'm going with this, but yeah.
Yes, there is. Yes, sir. I'm always worried about repeating myself, and I find that I'll be working on something. I'm like, I've done this. What am I doing? But
Yeah.
you know what? The thing is just keep going. Just got to work through it. That's all.
Right.
I've been drawing a lot. That helps too. So
Okay. My guest is Steve Segerin. He is an actor, artist now, and a former comedian. His paintings can be seen. Steve, what's your website if people want to check things out?
Paintings by SteveSegerin.com.
It's Steve is just Steve. Segerin is Seagren. Very simple. Paintings by SteveSegerin.com. Awesome stuff.
Yeah.
We got a couple comments here. Joseph says Steve's work is nice, very Hopper-esque. Oh, that's kind of Edward Hopper. That's a good compliment, right?
I get that a lot. Yeah, that and Hockney too. Yeah, see, somebody said Hockney.
Oh, so, very cool. And then
I like both those painters.
Mike Desitel, who shared the screen with us, Steve, and the Godfather of Green Bay, says, "Is there a movie?"
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I got that wrong. Steve, do you get your inspiration from things you've actually seen, photos, or from your imagination? You kind of answered this, but what's been the most?
It's always from photographs.
Okay. And how do you know when you want to paint something? Do you know it right away?
Well, what I do is I just take a picture of something.
Yeah.
And I go back and look at it, and I start cropping it and looking for something inside that picture that looks interesting.
Yeah,
like
right.
Kind of close up, like the one of the seagull on the beach. That picture itself is really a wide angle and there's people over in the corner. There's somebody swimming like right by the seagull and everything. But I crop that all out.
Okay.
And sometimes I'll Photoshop it out until I get what I want, But mainly what I'm looking for is light, sunlight. That's what the common theme in all of them.
Oh,
it's all about
cool.
sunlight.
Very cool. Hey, can we keep you for a couple more minutes? I got to ask you about some bad songs.
Jeez. Okay. All right.
Amanda, we're going to have to go to Petty Cash. We're going to have to find a signing bonus for Steve here to keep him around a little bit. All right. Steve Segerin is here, folks. So we are talking about his paintings, which are outstanding. Check them out at paintingsbystevesegerin.com. Did I get that right?
That's right.
Paintingsbystevesegerin.com. Great stuff. When we come back, we're going to find out if there are any new songs on Steve's list that he never needs to hear again. And it coincides with our question of the night, folks. It's Pete Schwaba and Nightlight. We're coming right back on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, too on the lonely night. I love you, baby. Trust in me when I
You're listening to Civic Media. Stay up to date on the latest news and information for your local community and Wisconsin by signing up for our free email newsletter. Visit civicmedia.us/email to get started.
trying to chase people away?
Maybe.
That song is just like, whose choice was that?
That is Anna
Anna's-
from Madison, who said, I wouldn't want to hear Tears in Heaven
In a
by
grocery store.
Eric
Welcome back to Nightlight, folks. I am Pete Schwaba. We've got a couple more minutes here with our current guest, Steve Segerin. Al Pitrelli from the Trans-Siberian Orchestra is coming up after the news at the bottom of the hour. Steve and I covered the popcorn pick of the week. His choice was Weapons, and he gave us a bonus in the other movie is Presence by Steven Soderbergh, which you could check out on Hulu if you're looking for something to watch. All right, as I mentioned before the break, Steve had you had this. Was it only a Facebook thing with your songs you never need to hear again? Is that?
Yeah, I was just doing it on Facebook, and then I think we talked about it on this show one time.
Yeah.
But I wish you would have told me about that, because the list is somewhere in my computer. I was trying to find it during the break, and I don't know where I put it. So I'm not sure. I could remember a couple of the songs that were on there, but not the whole list.
Is Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog on there? Joy to the World?
Yes, that's on there. Yes, Jeremiah
that's-
Was a Bullfrog was on there.
Man, that's terrible.
Nights in White Satin,
Yeah.
Moody Blues, that's on there.
I'll tell you
something like-
one, Steve.
What?
I love, like, Huey Lewis in the News. I like the song The Power of Love. If This Is It, I used to like that song. I don't ever need to hear that again, though.
Oh God, yes.
If This Is It.
Well, the top of the list was "In the Air Tonight," the Phil Collins song.
Oh, that's a bad one,
That's-
too.
that's a-
Yeah.
But then I turned on Monday Night Football, and they do it. They did it.
They do?
Monday night
Oh,
with
God.
Snoop Dogg and some country guy. So they're trying to mix genres, and it made it even worse.
How can we make this song worse? Add some country to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
and Snoop Dogg. Yeah.
Hey, buddy, this was really fun. Thank you so much, as always, for your time. And we'll go into songs more next time, because I think that list is so funny. And
I'll try and find it. I'll try and dig it up.
Yeah, and maybe we'll find out what a good road story or something too. I'm sure Steve's got
Yeah,
some of those.
okay.
But I really
Oh,
appreciate.
by the way,
yeah,
just before I go, depressing song to hear.
yeah.
Two. One would be "Honey" by Bobby Goldsboro. Remember that song?
No, I don't know if I know.
About the
this.
guy's wife see the tree, how big it's grown, but it wasn't very long. It wasn't big, and his wife planted a tree, and then she dies. That one, and then Shannon, about the dog that drowns.
Oh my God,
Henry Gross, Shannon. Remember that song?
I don't remember either
Am
one
I
of
that
them.
old? Oh my God, I can't believe it.
It's nice to have someone older than me on the show every once in a while, Steve.
Ah!
I feel special.
I was going to say, you might as well throw in Last Kiss by Pearl Jam here with the theme you're going with.
Was Last Kiss a bad song?
It's about how he was driving in a car and he crashed
Oh,
it
yeah.
and killed his girlfriend.
Oh, that's an old one. That was written by Wayne Cochran. That was in the 60s.
Oh, really?
Did he remake it? Did
Yeah.
Pearl Jam remake it? Oh my gosh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Remember the song "And Bill"? Was this woman singing about Bill? Oh God, what was it?
Oh,
All right.
Yeah, it sounds familiar. Yeah.
We'll be more prepared for this next time. There's some really
Yes,
bad songs out there, and they're fun to talk about.
Okay.
Steve, have a great night, buddy. Thanks so much, and I will see you on Facebook, my friend.
Okay, we'll talk to you later.
Okay, that's Steve
Thanks a
Segerin,
lot.
ladies and gentlemen. You got it. Check out paintingsbystevesegerin.com. He's got great stuff there. As I mentioned before, I'm just sick over people who are great at more than one artistic medium. It's what am I going to do?
There's always one.
Listen, I can do nails, and I do a pretty damn good job, but I don't know if I would.
Do you do your wife's nails?
No, I mean, I cut my fingernails. I'm pretty good at it,
When you say
won't,
do nails, like I'm like, oh, okay, so
That's
you
where I
can
was
paint
going
nails.
with it.
Got
But I
it.
pivoted, Amanda. All right, we've got some social media texts here I've got to get to. Our Facebook responses to our question of the night, which is, what's the most depressing song you can hear in a grocery store? Mike Desdell says, we have no bananas. I get that, but that's the kind of song I would kill to hear in a grocery store just because it's not a bad B-side from the 80s. But I get it. Yeah, that's one I would not expect to hear in a grocery store either, Mike. Corey Hartman, our civic media pal here, Corey Hartman says, same old lang syne. You know why he says that, Amanda?
I do not.
The opening, this is a great song, first of all. Old Lang Syne, met my old lover in a grocery store. You should find that. We could do a little
I'll go out with it.
Dan Fogelberg. It's a great song. But I can understand where Corey's coming from. You don't want to hear that in a grocery store while you're shopping. Another Civic Media pal, Eric Bernstein, says Whiskey Lullaby. I don't know that song.
Oh.
Do you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Is it bad or is it a pretty bad song?
It's just kind of one of those that tugs at your heart.
Oh, yeah.
Makes you feel when you don't want to.
You don't need a case of the feels when you're perusing aisle 7.
Especially the ice cream aisle.
Our pal Conrad Krieger, we know him. He says, Apologize by One Republic. I don't think I know that one either. I know One Republic, though. Danny Wheels, our pal Daniel Wheeler, who was on the show recently, says, Send in the Clowns, sung by Judy Collins. Brutally depressing. I'd leave the table of my own open heart surgery if that song started playing in the OR. Boy, if that song started playing in the OR, I would think you have big problems, Daniel. And I hope you don't need open heart surgery. Our pal Rich Tallarico, writer of one of my favorite Key and Peele sketches ever, says, Think music from Jeopardy. Okay. Again, that might be kind of fun because it's just not something I'd be expecting in a grocery store.
I mean, I'd be wondering what we're waiting for if it suddenly came on. Like, what's happening?
You have to pay for your groceries in a question somehow. I don't even know how that would work. Sarah Jean says, All by Myself by Celine Dion as I put the pizza for one in my basket. That's great. All by myself. Love it, Sarah Jean. Thank you. And then I, of course, said Roberta Flack, Set the Night to Music, or Thriller. So I think to offset the going to break early last segment, I should go right up until the...
If that's what you must do.
So it averages out by the end of the show.
You do have like 30 seconds.
I know. We've got Al Pitrelli from the Trans-Siberian Orchestra coming up next, folks. He's going to tell you where you can see this really fun spectacle of a band here in Wisconsin. And we'll talk to him about guitar playing and... oh, there you go. Al Pitrelli would not play this. Is that all by my... No, what is that? Oh, that's Old Lang Syne, yeah. All right, we're coming back. Pete Schwaba, Nightlight.
Guest, join us. Matt and Air on Air. Weekday mornings 9 to 11.
Behind her in the frozen boots, and I touched her on the sleeve. She didn't recognize the face at first.
See, I just introduced you to a song you're going to love. Because I don't like listen to music to be sad, but that's a great song. If you ever think about like Unrequited Love or an ex.
I guess.
And Corey Hartman says he doesn't want to hear that when he's shopping.
I don't think he's shopping right now. He might be listening to the game.
Well, that takes some Old Lang Syne. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome back to Nightlight one of our favorite rock and rollers. He is also the guitarist and one of the musical directors of the Trans-Siberian Orchestra, also known as TSO, and he drops by tonight to discuss some really cool upcoming shows. Mr. Al Pitrelli. Hey, buddy.
How are you, my friend? Good to hear your voice.
Good to hear from you, too. Catch us up, Al. It's been like almost a year. How are you?
And it went by fast, didn't it?
It sure did.
It was like 5 minutes ago we talked. No, all is good. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm watching, the Packers game, Thursday night football, and I'm talking to you in Milwaukee. What could be, what's wrong?
It's all good
Well, you're
stuff.
Madison.
Well, we're actually in Green Bay. We're like, I don't know what, Amanda, 2 miles from Lambeau Field or whatever.
Give or take.
Parking's a real pain right now, Al. So,
I bet. Well, good luck tonight anyway.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. I hope you have a great night watching the game. All right, we'll talk to you soon. No, Al Pitrelli is here joining us over the phone here. The Trans-Siberian Orchestra, their winter tour is coming up, and you've got this year's show is called The Ghosts of Eve, The Best of TSO, and more. Tell us about this show, Al.
Well, the show is based on the story written by Paul O'Neill, and you and I have spoken about him in the past. So the long and the short of it is that in '96 we recorded the first record, Christmas Eve and Other Stories. In '97 we recorded the album, The Christmas Attic, and both of them went multi-platinum really, really quick. Still did no shows. I think I joked with you once before. I felt like I was in the Steely Dan of Christmas. We were just recording records and selling a lot of them and never, ever playing live once. So the next year he said, listen, I'm taking songs from both of those records. I'm going to combine them into this new story I've written called The Ghost of Christmas Eve. All right. And we filmed the movie in '98. And within a couple of years, I found out that between the Hallmark Channel and PBS and a few other stations, that became like the #1 holiday film for people. It became like part of their tradition. Like when I was a kid, watching Charlie Brown or It's a Wonderful Life, Miracle on 34th Street, whatever.
Yeah.
And everybody just fell in love with this. So we decided we had a great year last year. But you know me, come the second week of January, I want to scratch my head and say, well, how can we make it better or bigger or just cooler? And, I've mentioned to you in past conversations that I'm going to make it bigger, and I don't think I've ever disappointed anybody in your town.
No, that was one of my questions for you, actually, is how do you do that? Like, Trans-Siberian Orchestra is such a spectacle, and it's such a great show. You got lights, you've got pyrotechnics. How do you do that? How do you up the ante?
You disassemble it in the middle of January, just like a Super Bowl team. You win the ring, you got the trophy, you nailed it. No guarantee you're going to win that game again the following year. So you take the whole thing apart and put it back together, and hopefully make it better and stronger. In our case, just across the board, I want a better show for the people in your community who come back year after year after year, and I call them my repeat offenders. They deserve a better show each year. And if ever I heard anybody say, it was okay, it was better last year, then it's time for me to retire.
Yeah,
so
right.
The Ghost of Christmas Eve is something that a lot of people really, they hold it as their own, and it's become a tradition. So I want to bring that out live this year. Louder, bigger, more pyro, more lasers, everything. And then the front and back of the show, we're going to have a lot of surprises, a lot of material we've never played before. I want to do something different as often as I can.
The Trans-Siberian Orchestra will play 2 shows in Wisconsin, Thursday, November 13th, and at the Resch Center in Green Bay, right down the street here. And then Saturday, December 27th at the Pfizer Forum in Milwaukee, will be the same show. And it's going to be, you guys are doing something different this year, Al. I love this. You guys are pleased to announce that you have a signing line. Tell us about the signing line. Love this.
I'm so glad it's back. Listen, there was a lot of headaches, a lot of important problems that COVID caused. But, for us, it stopped us from being able to say thank you to the folks in the audience every night. Every evening show since 1999, we would finish what we're doing, go, towel off, whatever, get changed, and then come out and meet anybody in the building who wants to say hello to us. Now, over the years, we made so many friends. Again, a lot of the repeat offenders have come back. And maybe 20 years ago, they had their kids. Now their kids have children, so it's 3 generations of people. Jeez. And people used to come up to me and say, listen, because of last year's show, my daughter or my son wanted to take violin or guitar or piano lessons, and that means that's the hidden treasure in my job. I love hearing that. And, and COVID, the last 5 years, we weren't able to do it anymore. It was just, too risky. I don't want to get anybody in the audience sick. I certainly don't want anybody in the band getting sick. So this year I've said, I've had enough of this. It is what it is. And we're just going to come out. And again, every show in the evening, anybody in that building who wants to come by and say hello to us, please do. There'll be a bunch of tables and chairs in, one of the upper hallways across from a concession. And we'll be there all night. And I so can't wait to say hello to everybody again.
Always the violins that get all the attention, says the disgruntled violist.
Yeah, I know. It's like singers get all the glory, and I just got to stand behind them. I get it. Second fiddle, no pun intended.
I think guitarists get some pretty good attention too there, Al. I think you're doing okay.
Not too bad. Thank you.
Yeah. So tickets are on sale tomorrow, September 12th. Yeah, at the Trans-Siberian.com. So there are 2 shows. Green Bay, Milwaukee. Green Bay is November 13th, and Milwaukee is the 27th. They're going to be phenomenal shows. What's more difficult and what's more fun for you, Al? You're the musical director, one of the musical directors, and you play guitar. I'm sure when you're on stage, you're in your element, but what's more fulfilling?
Both of them, to be honest with you. I mean, I grew up a guitar player first, and I became a musical director about, 35, 40 years ago. Jeez. And I love them both equally, but they're 2 completely different hats to wear. If I'm up there playing guitar, all I'm worried about is playing guitar. But as the MD, I'm constantly watching, I'm constantly listening, I'm constantly looking around. My job is really easy until something goes sideways.
Yeah.
And then I got to be me and make sure that the audience never noticed there was a problem. Now, that could be a musical problem, it could be a technical problem, it could be a production problem, but nobody in the audience will ever know that there was a problem. And, it made me a better piano player being an MD. It made me a better all-around musician. I'm a student of music forever, so I'm constantly, right in front of me, I must have 6 or 7 different transcripts of different symphonies by different composers. I'm constantly reading scores. I'm constantly looking for new information. Just because, if I have to write a part for the, the underscoring to the narration, I want to come up with something really deep and meaningful and pertinent to that. So as a guitar player, I'm a guitar player. As an MD, I'm always trying to serve the song and making the show better because the story and the audience comes first.
That's a great answer. What about, all right, let me ask you this. How do you balance like your excitement? Like you've been doing these shows. First of all, tell me how you do this. 64 cities in 48 days. What is going on there? You got evil twins or alter egos or what?
Beat me up, Scotty. You know?
Yeah, right.
Well, it is a lot, first and foremost. My band will do like 50-something shows. A lot of them are double show days. And it got chopped into two bands. 99, we did our first tour. There was 7 cities on the itineraries. I think 10 shows in 7 cities. And then the following year, promoters from all over America were like, we want a show. And my boss, the gentleman who started this whole thing, Paul O'Neill, said, look, dude, I can't get a band from Boston to Seattle to Fort Lauderdale to Green Bay. It's not going to happen. We only have like so much time to do this. And he looked at me and he goes, okay, you take a couple of the original guys, start another band, and I'll take the remaining bunch from the original band, and I'll stay up in the 13 colonies. So 2000 is when it got chopped into 2, and I think by 2003, we were running out of real estate, and they said, look, can you do a show at 3 in the afternoon because the night show sold out? And I went, we're doing a rock and roll show at 3 o'clock in the afternoon? Okay. We've been winging it from the jump, and now, so if you look at the beginning with one box truck and a fog machine, and then you fast forward, 26 years, last year I think I had 21 tractor trailers and 12 buses and a lot of fog machines.
Well,
but if you follow the trajectory and the evolution, then it's a little easier to follow.
And I know we laugh like rock and roll at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, but I'm sure, like you guys say, you have multi-generational fans. So you've probably got some people that really appreciate a 3 o'clock in the afternoon show as opposed to a late night one. So that's kind of nice that you guys offer that when things happen that way. So, all right. I'm trying to hit on everything. You guys have so much stuff. You're donating a lot of your proceeds to charity too. Tell us about that because that's pretty cool.
Well, that's all Paul O'Neill again, my friend. I met Paulie, I don't know, 1985. We used to kick around the streets in New York City, going from studios to clubs, some random pizza place in the middle of the night. And no matter what, we'd be walking and he'd stop and he'd throw somebody a $5 bill, a $10, whatever he had in his pocket.
Nice.
And he would tell me, he goes, look, man, that money is absolutely not going to change my life, but it may change that person's day. And maybe they got a chance of a better tomorrow. So you fast forward a bunch of years, and we're doing our first show at the Tower Theater in Philadelphia in '99, first show ever TSO played, and it sold out in like 45 minutes. We didn't know who was coming to the show. We just know that, okay, we're sold out. That's amazing. And he says, listen, as a show of appreciation, I want to take $1 from every ticket we sold tonight and put it back into Philly. And he goes, as a matter of fact, we're going to do that every ticket we sell forever. Now, that's about almost 21 million tickets ago.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, dude, he changed the world, and I'm so proud of him. Yeah.
It's so great.
$1's not a lot of money. It's not a lot,
Right.
But it made a difference. And I didn't mean to cut you off, but it is so great to be part of somebody who loved people so much and didn't talk about doing it, but did it.
And $1, like you just said, from every ticket to local charities. To date, the TSO have distributed more than $20 million to worthy charities throughout North America. If you didn't already need an incentive to go and hear this really cool show or see this really cool show, that's another incentive. Al Pitrelli is my guest. He is the guitarist and musical director for the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. They have 2 Wisconsin dates coming up. November 13th here at the Resch in Green Bay, and then Milwaukee, the Pfizer Forum, December 27th. Do you get more excited to play the classics, Al, like the big hits you guys have, or maybe something newer that you haven't played as much?
Probably a little bit of both. I mean, when the house lights go down and the curtain comes up, I immediately turn into a 14-year-old. So I'm just thrilled to be standing there at 63 years old, But in all honesty, like as soon as I hit the first opening motif of Christmas Eve, Sarajevo, 12:24, and I hear that audience erupt, I recorded that song almost 31 years ago, and people still love it. It still sounds brand new to me, even though it's considered like one of our classics, if you will.
Yeah.
There's probably 4 or 5 songs off that first album that I could tell you, what the studio looked like, smelled like, what we were doing, how we had no idea what this was going to become, how innocent it was. And then there's songs, later in the catalog that are newer that, maybe people in the audience hadn't heard, but I love watching their expressions change and hoping for a good reaction at the end.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty happy with everything we play. And it's a very dynamic show. So some of the more bombastic stuff is cool, yet some of the more intimate things, like a solo acoustic guitar and vocal piece, and you can hear a pin drop in that arena. So I'm very proud of most of the catalog. I enjoy playing all of it.
Very cool.
I do have a quick question. How fast
Yes,
do you
ma'am.
guys set like sell out?
That I don't know any longer. I knew that when it was brand new and there was only a couple theaters, and if you sold out 3,000 seats, everybody's talking about it. But to be honest with you, I asked that question like the morning of the show. Like I'll get off the bus at 8 a.m. and I'll go to my production manager and say, how are we looking tonight? He just gives me a big old smile. He's like, Maestro, we're good. I'm like, all right, cool. So I don't really have that answer. I know that we'll they go by percentages, by weekly sales and all that stuff. But we've been doing pretty good for a while now. So if it sells out, fantastic. If it doesn't sell out, well, all right, the people that are there are going to have a great time.
I mean, I can say from my point of view, like anytime I've tried to get tickets, they're always sold out. So I think it's pretty fast.
Yeah, best not to take any chances. Tickets go on sale tomorrow at trans-siberian.com. Al Pitrelli, always great catching up with you, pal. Have a great tour and a great holiday season, and enjoy the game tonight.
All right, listen, it's 7-0 already. This is going great so far. Right. Always a pleasure to talk to you, my friend. You stay well, and have a great holiday, and thanks for the time tonight. I'll see you soon.
Anytime. All right, Al Pitrelli, we are coming back to wrap things up next, folks, on Nightlight with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
You're listening to Civic Media. Find the latest news, information, and archives of all your favorite shows on the Civic Media website, civicmedia.us.
Careers.
Let's go tonight. Share the spice of life.
Welcome back. We're in the home stretch here at Nightlight, this Thursday night edition. I'm Pete Schwaba. It is so great to have you with me. I'd like to thank my guest tonight, Al Pitrelli from the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Tickets for their shows in Wisconsin, November 13th and December 27th in Milwaukee. The 13th is here in Green Bay. Go on sale tomorrow at trans-siberian.com. My guests, tomorrow night I will be off, folks, but Idea Fest is going on here at Civic Media. Capital Times Idea Fest. Tim Walls will be a guest. That's tomorrow on the network. So check that out. And if you're in the Green Bay area, we will be airing a Best of Green Bay show with Dan Marcus, Laura McKenna, and Eric Westfall from previous interviews. Always fun stuff, and they are a lot of fun to talk about. From the 608, the answer to our question tonight, what is the most depressing song you can hear in a grocery store? 608 says, for most depressing song discussion, my grandkid sent me one about a guy who goes back to his hometown for the funeral of his cousin he lost touch with, who has burned to death? Maybe called Clarissa.
Oh.
That sounds like a horrible song to hear anywhere.
You got to wonder what genre song it is now.
I am really curious.
It's got to be country.
John Murray from the 608 on the text line says, you're 16, you're beautiful, and you're mine. That is, who is that? Is that, I can't remember who sings that song. He says, can't even hear this one again for like every reason possible. Before I had a daughter and a conscience, it was fine. I was aloof. Bad. Yeah, that's a bad song. All those songs.
Johnny Burnett.
Yeah, Ringo Starr, actually. You're 16, you're beautiful, and you're mine. Great point, John. And there's Stray Cats, Sexy and 17. I think the Beatles had a song. She was just 17, and you know what I mean? All those songs about men being tempted by younger, forget it, done. It's like you realize now, and I wasn't old enough to even know what they were talking about back then, but like, yeah, it's good riddance. Did you answer this question? You did.
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Sarah McLachlan.
Sarah McLachlan. And you might be the winner. I might have to say it was. Hey, we have a clip here I'd like to get to. This is great.
Before you get to the clip.
Yes, please. Yes. One more reminder.
One more reminder that if you text in the word popcorn.
Yes.
Text in the word popcorn, you'll win tickets to the 2025 Dialogues Documentary Festival in Milwaukee going on September 18th through the 21st.
It's a great event.
Over 4 days, they're going to
Milwaukee Film,
present 30-plus films in the Oriental and Downer theaters, and it's pretty awesome. 2
great venues. Just text in the word popcorn, and we've got tickets for you to attend. I think you have your pick, if I'm not mistaken. So check, text in the word popcorn, and these tickets are yours. Just a final reminder here before we get out of here.
Thank you to Milwaukee Film.
Yeah, Milwaukee Film is awesome. The Milwaukee Film Festival, you ever been there?
I have not.
Outstanding. One of the best film festivals you'll find. They do great work at Milwaukee Film. I want to play this clip because I thought this was hilarious. Ray Romano talking about his brother, where the title "Everybody Loves Raymond" comes from, and he's talking about his real life brother compared to his TV brother. Here we go.
You know, we wrote the show based on my life, so it was based on my brother in real life, who really was a cop, a New York City cop, but he was like 5'10", and he had this kind of bitterness, but he nothing like Brad brought into it, into the role. So that was a lucky accident.
And he had bitterness about you, your success?
He coined the phrase, this is what nobody knows, which is what I hate, is that Everybody Loves Raymond.
Which you hate that. You hate that
wanted. It wasn't a
title.
title I wanted. It was a quote from my brother, said sarcastically in real life. Yeah, he came over to my house. He saw I won like a Cable Ace Award, which we don't. Yeah, and he said, "Look at it. What's this?" I go, "Yeah, I got it they just gave me an award." And he just goes, "Look at this. Look at our lives." You know, he was a cop, New York City cop. He said, people spit at me, they shoot at me. And everybody loves Raymond. Yeah. And so that got in the show, and then Phil Rosenthal said, let's use it as a working title, just a working title. And I said, oh, it's going to stick, and sure enough.
That's so great. I love it. Were you a fan of that show?
I watched it here and there.
Same.
I wouldn't say I was a fan, but
No, I'm the same way. I thought it was fine. And Ray was a great stand-up. Still is. But I thought that story was hilarious. So what do you think? Sydney Sweeney is a boxer. You buying that?
No.
I do credit her for the soap is ridiculous and whatever. Sometimes she's hard to take seriously, but like she does try to do different roles against type. But the boxer thing I'm struggling with. I don't see that.
Is she a boxer in real life or a boxer for a movie?
She apparently threw herself into the role. She trained. She's supposed to portray Christy Martin, who was the best female boxer in the 90s and had a whole list of problems outside the ring, so to speak. But she was a great boxer. And I think this is like a passion project for Sydney Sweeney. And that was in the Hollywood Beats. Those will come out tomorrow. So you can check out the trailer. But I don't know. That doesn't really do much for me.
I don't know. I feel like she's one of those who like becomes the role.
Yeah. She tries. Listen, I'm not saying she's a bad actress. She does have, like, she was great in White Lotus season 1 because she has that kind of sassy, suburban, spoiled rich girl look to her. And she was very funny. Other roles, it's kind of a stretch.
I feel like it's going to be interesting to see if she can pull it off, though.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, it could be one of those things where she does it and it's great.
Right.
Or it's horrendous and it's going to haunt her.
It'll haunt the viewers.
Although, probably, haunt the viewers. I was going to say, if Bathwater didn't do it, I suppose a bad movie isn't.
Exactly. Folks, I will be back live on Monday. Eric Westfall, WGBW afternoon host, will be with me in studio talking about a really funny play he is a part of. It's a play, one of those plays where everything goes wrong. And then Max Blaska will be here in the second hour talking about a mental health film festival that he founded that is just great. We've got Trapper Shep on the show next week, hoping to get actor Mike McGill, who's Appleton, hails from Appleton. He's no longer in Appleton, but great actor. But he will be on the show one way or the other soon. Amanda, thank you so much. This was fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm Pete Schwaba, folks. Thank you for all your texts. Thank you to Al Pitrelli and Steve Segerin on behalf of producer Amanda Nimmer. I'm Pete Schwaba saying good night, Wisconsin.
The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.